Was this too quick a transition? You know what I mean? Like 9, 10 black dudes in a row and then like the whitest man on the planet. Let your eyes adjust. I was watching George Bush today, man. I don't want to be a dick or anything, but could that guy like rehearse before he gives a speech? You know what I mean? Just say it like a couple of times. How awful was he during that hurricane? He's just walking out, man. He's just like winging it. Walking out on the White House lawn, there's like sun in his eyes. He's just out there like, there was a hurricane. People are wet. People don't like being wet unless they're swimming in a pool. He sounded like a little kid giving a book report who like didn't read the book. He's just up there making up shit like, there was a dog and he bit somebody and they didn't like it. Every night I gotta watch that idiot on the news or they're doing stories about how fat kids are getting. You see that every night? Every night they're talking about kids are obese now. Not fat kids, not chubby, they're obese. Like bedridden. Like just laying there like, I had my first heart attack when I was 4. I was riding on my big wheel, I couldn't feel my left side, I began to pass out my head. Yo, I don't want to be a dick, but how do you get that fat that quick? I can see you're 30, 40 years old. You went to McDonald's for 20 years. You got a little gut going. But you're 5 years old. There's no excuse for that shit. I'm telling you, man, that's the parents' fault. You know, stop feeding him. He doesn't have any money. Seriously. He can't go get a job so he can go buy more food. He's got to eat whatever you give him. Just put a plate of seaweed right in front of him. Go ahead, eat it. I don't want to eat it. Good, go to bed. Those are your options. I own you until you're 18. Do some jumping jacks. No, but these parents are ridiculous. They act like they have no control. They're like, well, I don't know what to do. I mean, I tried to make him eat a salad, but he didn't want to eat it. He was like, no, I want a cupcake. I said, you can't have it. But then he sat on my chest, and I couldn't breathe, and I just wanted to get up after a while. People, you need tough love at that moment. If your kid is obese and he's still asking for cake, you gotta be like, no, you little shit. You're eating carrots and celery until I can pick you up again. This is ridiculous. You got a goddamn hernia on your birthday. Should be making fun of obese kids. I'll tell you why I'm doing it. They don't really exist. At least to the level that they're saying it's an epidemic. You know, which means when I leave the theater tonight, I should have like difficulty getting to my car because of all these fat fucking kids out there like, Jesus Christ, they're everywhere. They're like locusts. All over the place. But when you're broke, you can't find a beautiful woman. You're like under a bridge, there's like trolls and ferrets running around. They're just not around. Then the second you get some, like you get a little money, they come out of the woodwork like, oh my God, you have some stuff. Can you buy me some stuff? I want some stuff too. Then the second you go broke, oh my God, I have something over here next to this guy. He has stuff I've always loved you. No, you know what solidified my issues? This is what solidified it, okay? I was at a Yankees game one time, right? And I'm sitting there. It was like the end of the inning, and Tino Martinez catches a foul ball to end the inning. You know how they always throw it into the crowd? So there's like 100 people going, Tino, ball. There's a beautiful girl sitting right in the front row. Of course. Oh, my God, I have these. I get to sit in the front row. What, this doesn't happen to everybody? So there's 100 people asking for this stupid ball. He walks right up to her. Just hands it right to her. Didn't flip it, didn't toss it, handed it right to her. You know what I'd have to do in my lifetime to ever catch a foul ball? First of all, it would have to be like the 1 in a million chance that the ball was actually hit way the hell up where I was sitting in like the upper deck, which means the ball's going to be coming in at about 100, 120 miles an hour. So I got to figure out like which body part I'm going to sacrifice to slow it down. And then I gotta pounce on it, curl up in the fetal position as 8 guys punch me in the back of the head And I pray to God that I can hang on until security gets there. And he just walks right up and just handed her the ball. She probably didn't even know what it was. Like, basket? Oh, baseball. Oh, my God. Let me take this home and stick it next to my other unbelievable free things that I don't appreciate. So, anywho, I was taking the, I don't know, you know what the greatest thing about this job is? I don't have a boss. That's what I love about this job. I never wanted a job where I had a boss. That's why I used to always work in, like, warehouses. Because my boss gave me a rough time, I could just get on a forklift and just, like, drive away from him. You know? And I realized I was too stupid to run a business. You know what I mean? I just knew I was never going to be that guy in, like, you know, in the big office, big long table going, in the fourth quarter, we need to increase production. Okay, Kathy, you're using a little bit too many paper clips, and we need to just kind of tone that down. I'm not singling you out. We're just kind of... I could never do it. So I realized the only thing I could ever do, my greatest thing I could ever do, was work in one of those cubicles. And I refused to do it. Cubicle should be illegal, man. You know what a cubicle basically says? It basically says, like, you know what? We don't think you're smart enough for an office, but we don't want you to look at anybody. So you're going to get in there, and you're going to shut your face. And you just get in there, and you're, like, hunched over, typing away. Around lunchtime, you pop your head up like a gopher, like, hey, Steve, you want to get a sandwich? I said, get in there and shut your face. I was just asking for a sandwich or something. God, I hate that guy. I really hate that guy. It's time to go on the internet and look for a weapon. What I love about the cubicle, I always love the pathetic attempt to try to make the cubicle like a home. You know what I mean? There's always like a stuffed animal in there, or like a picture of your mom with like her disappointed eyes looking back out at you, like, why have you accepted this as your lot in life? Why don't you have the balls to get up and walk out of this thing? I'm telling you, those people need to be rescued. You ever walk by a cubicle? The person in the cubicle always looks back out at you. Because they're starved for some sort of human contact. They'll just start up a conversation like, hey, is it raining out? I haven't seen the sky in like 6 days. They don't let us look out the windows. So the other day, this is a true story, man. I'm standing there, right, minding my own business. All right, this black guy goes to get on the train, right? All of a sudden, the door's like closed on him. You know what happens? They kind of open and close. Like, it's like they're trying to like dice you up. So it's like typical New York. There's like 20 people watching, but nobody helps out. Everyone's just standing there like, wow, I think it's gonna cut his arm off. So the dude's stuck in the doors. The conductor comes out, starts giving the guy a rough time as he's stuck in the doors. He's going, come on, buddy, let's go! He's like, you're holding people up, let's go! So the dude in the door starts flipping out. He's like, what the hell are you yelling at me for? He's like, I'm stuck in the doors. Then he makes it racial. He's like, I bet you wouldn't say anything to all these crackers sitting over here. And it was like me and 3 other white dudes sitting there. So he gets into it with this guy. He keeps coming back to that point. Like, I bet you wouldn't say anything to these crackers sitting over here. And after like the 3rd or 4th, crackers sitting over here, me and the 3 white dudes kind of start like looking at each other like, dude, shouldn't we like be getting offended at this point? This is getting ridiculous. I can literally feel the heat from his fingers. He's going, crackers sitting over here. Somebody should do something. But you know what? Nobody did shit. We just sat there and took it. That's what sucks about being white in that situation. There's no unity. There's no brothers when it comes to white people. We are just complete individuals. We don't care about each other. It's not my brother. My brother lives in Ohio. I don't know that guy. I'm not concerned about over here. I'm concerned about from here to right here. Here. That was unbelievable. I got called a cracker for like 18 stops. I'll tell you, that's funny though when someone gets racial with you when you're white, because you're not allowed to get racial back, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like awkward. The dude's going on, you white boy, you cracker. You're like, yeah, you stupid jerk. No, you can't get racial back, because the second you get racial back when you're white, then all of a sudden they like wheel out that podium and have like that press conference. You gotta be like that guy standing up there going, I disgraced the company. I disgraced myself. I'd just like to state that there was no air conditioning on the subway. I wasn't thinking clearly. I have nothing against Mexicans. I went to Tijuana. I had a great time. Please don't do this. No, that's why a lot of white dudes, we can get uptight in certain social situations. We gotta watch out for the podium. No, hell, that podium can come out of nowhere. You're not even trying to say something like, yeah, I'm thinking of getting a shirt. What shirt? I'm thinking of the black shirt. What the hell did you say? I said black shirt. I should have said African-American shirt. I apologize. Please, I need this position. I have a mortgage. Please don't do this. I got a computer recently. That's like one of the biggest things in my life. I'm really trying to get like more like, into this whole technology thing. I'm awful with computers. I'm one of those guys, basically every button I hit on my computer has to like shut down, like regroup, somehow like deal with my idiocy, you know what I mean? Then there's always like some 8-year-old I see later on a laptop like, he's like breaking into the Pentagon, downloading movies that haven't even been made yet. I just got a plane ticket for $6. He just want to like slam his head in the thing. I'll tell you the only thing I like about my computer is I really enjoy spell check. No, I love it. You know what I love about spell check? You don't have to be close to getting the word right. Have you ever noticed that? All you gotta do is just get it like somewhere like within the ballpark of the word. It's almost like your computer can just start guessing like, I don't know, dinosaur? You know, when you're sitting there like an idiot, like, nah, I wasn't trying to spell dinosaur. So then what does your computer do? It starts throwing out like every D word it can possibly think of, like, okay, how about dictionary?